And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
What's going on, Cowboy Nation and angry Cowboy fans around the world? It's your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan, here on YouTube, the place where y'all can find my raw and uncut emotion about the Dallas Cowboys 24/7, 365, and as long as I'm alive, y'all know I'm DC for life, baby, representing Zeke Elliott right now. And if you're DC for life, won't you go ahead, hit that subscribe button, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's free. Y'all know it's free to do, and you help the channel when you do it. It doesn't stop at the clown show over at Speak. It seems that when they bring up Dak Prescott or the Dallas Cowboys, 2 of the 4 team up while leaving James Jones to defend the Cowboys on his own. Acho tries to remain neutral. When James Jones talks about the Philadelphia Eagles and not praising them, Shady starts to get that screw face. Joyce starts to get loud and yells over everybody. Each talking head trying to jock for position. In this segment, Acho asked the question, should the Eagles be panicked over their loss to the San Francisco 49ers? Acho gave his answer, saying that the Eagles should be panicked, and then presented the question to Shady McCoy. Let's take a listen to what Shady had to say, and y'all know how we do. We gonna come back and unpack my raw and uncut. So, everybody, take a listen.
Do you think the Eagles should be panicked?
No, we shouldn't panic. We lost the game, right? When you go into look at the records, they're gonna show wins and losses. They don't show no points. We lost. We lost the game. And the beauty of this whole thing is we're still number one in our division and number one in the NFC. Why are we panicking? We got a MVP candidate in Jalen Hurts.
Yes, sir.
A leader as a quarterback. And then it's stuff like that what Brandon Graham said. I don't know if you remember when we talked about the Niners game. And I said, you know what? This might be a blessing. Getting beat like that. Because now other teams may not can deal with getting a loss like that. But when you have a team that's built with veterans, with experience, with Super Bowl champions on that team. On this team right here alone, we have a lot of Super Bowl champions on that team from 2018, 17.
Yes, sir.
We have a lot of. So dudes like Brandon Graham, he's a leader. When he speaks out, he means it. Fletcher Cox, Lane Johnson, right? Kelsey,
Yes,
Jason
sir.
Kelsey. So when I look at how you lose, that's one part of it. How do you respond? And then when you respond, it's not just the way you play. It's how you practice. It's things like bringing up the way that they ran the ball on the Eagles, the way that we been tackling in the secondary. All those type of things, when you have a veteran team, you speak about it. And I'll be damned if this team does not respond. That's who we are. Philadelphia is made on guys getting knocked down and getting back up.
Talk about it.
Rocky Balboa, he's real in Philadelphia.
Talk about it.
On a serious note, the reason why we all love Jalen Hurts, it ain't always about his attributes, right? I'm sure there's other quarterbacks that we may love some of their attributes. The one thing about Jalen Hurts we love is that heart, is that leadership. And that trickles down all the way to all the other veteran players we have. So when you ask me, are we panicking? No. When you got leadership and experience on that team, we going to be fine.
Well said.
And we going to Dallas. That's how you bounce back. You can't bounce back at home. Nah, we cool. We're going to take this show on the road to the Dallas Stadium. Get a big win there with the so-called MVP and all them boys. And then you're going to be loving us again. You going to be loving us again.
Possibly.
Okay, I gotta stop laughing. Did you hear this man say Philadelphia is known for guys getting knocked down and getting back up? He went on to cite an example of a fictional boxing champion in Rocky Balboa, a made-up character that became a champion on the movie screen. Rocky's not real. He said Rocky is real in Philadelphia like he's Muhammad Ali or something. That's the issue over in the city of brotherly love. They got to stop worshiping these fake idols, these fake champions. Yes, the Philadelphia Eagles have won a Super Bowl championship. A Super Bowl championship. Not 2, not 3, not 4 in their history. 1. They got a chance to do it again this year. But They have a mountain to climb, and that mountain begins in Arlington, Texas, this Sunday night at 8:20 Eastern Standard Time in Jerry's World. One thing that he said that was on the money was about Jalen Hurts. That man is a warrior. He is a silent assassin that can beat you with his legs and stand back in the pocket and connect with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Julio Jones, DeAndre Swift. Each Eagles fan may think I'm a hater. You guys may think I'm a hater. But unlike them, I can give credit where credit is warranted. The Philadelphia Eagles are a very, very good team. Not great, but a very good team. I also think their 10-2 record is a little fraudulent, but I digress. Shady ends his take with saying they're going to bounce back, and what better way to bounce back than to do it in Dallas? It's also another way for you to go on your first losing streak, Shady. Maybe y'all should have someone in between us meeting, but you don't have that luxury. The Eagles are in a position where they could go down 2 in a row. The Eagles fans on the show didn't want to hear what James had to say. And if you've been rocking with me, Angry Cowboys fan, if you've been rocking with my live stream, you would know that in my live stream after the Eagles lost to the 49ers, I presented the question to the chat. Do you think the Philadelphia Eagles were exposed, or do you think it was a fluke? I went on to say that I thought this is who Philadelphia is. This is who the Philadelphia Eagles team actually are. Do you think the Philadelphia Eagles were exposed, or do you think it was a fluke? Do you think what we saw yesterday is their actual team? Because I'll tell you the truth, I think that that's their team. You know, that's their team. All the talking heads go on air and say the Eagles find a way to win, and that philosophy came back to bite them in the butt. When the Eagles play their best ball, they win by 14 points to guess who? Tomato cans. Except for Miami. I'll give you that, Miami. When I hear the savior of this show, James Jones, take the words right out of my live, I mean, I'm not saying that he watched it or anything, but, you know, we're on the same wavelength here. It's crazy. So, y'all, we're going to take a listen to what James Jones had to say, and we're going to come back and unpack that raw and uncut. So, everybody, go ahead. Take a listen.
My answer that I had circled was no, until I heard that tweet. And seen that tweet. Because for me, that screams false confidence. That's what that screams to me. And the reason why I say that is because they didn't play bad. You just got beat down.
We played bad.
It's not like it was bust assignments. It's not like Jalen Hurts got sacked 15 times. It's not like you turned the ball over. It's not like you fumbled. You just ran into a team on that Sunday that was clearly better than you and beat you down. To come out and say it finally caught up with us, this wasn't one of those games to where you guys are turning the ball over, Jalen Hurts throwing picks, or the defense, you know, giving up a bunch of this wasn't that. This was clearly, we are better than you right now in this level of the football season for the San Francisco 49ers. So for him to say that it finally caught up to us, what? Like, you ain't been playing well all season, but at least the previous games before the Niners, we can say, man, they got to stop turning the ball over. Man, they had 3 busted coverages. Man, they didn't get no pressure on the goal. Like, none of that stuff happened. Like, this was a solid football game for both teams. The Niners just beat them down. So to turn on the tape and then you come out and say that tweet, for me, this is false confidence going into this game. And I'm panicking because you are going to play another really good football team that has won 14 straight at home with the MVP candidate. And if you lose this one, we all need to have panic buttons up here because the Eagles have not played good football all season. And then you got your leaders coming out saying this. That screams false confidence to me. That screams a little panic in that locker room to me, Joy Taylor.
If the Eagles...
Enough. All right, guys, I'm going to hit y'all with a double take because I want y'all to hear James Jones dip into my live and take the words right out of my live. I'm not saying that he watched the Angry Cowboys fan channel, but we were on the same page, so go ahead and take a listen.
What game this season has the Philadelphia Eagles, from your point of view, from top to bottom, played a really good football game where you walked out and said, "We getting back to our mojo"?
What game this year?
Yeah.
I can't. It's
See?
not.
And that's my thing.
But it's not a particular game.
Yeah.
But that's cool to say that.
I know.
But my thing is, there's teams that play great,
No doubt.
and they still
Lose.
No doubt.
Still lose.
For me,
Okay.
I think the winning is covering up a lot of stuff. And now that they lost, it's starting to bring out a lot of stuff. And the reason why I say that, we're in week, 14?
14 going into it.
We're going into week 14. Week 1, we said the Philadelphia Eagles they ain't look like they were supposed to look. Week 2, we said they ain't look like they supposed to look. Week 7, we said the same thing. Week 13, we said the same thing, right? This might be who they are. And it sucks to say it because they have a bunch of talent over there, but you can't tell me after 13 weeks, you just clicking the button to say we finna play the way we supposed to be looking. That's why it's panic time.
I had to hit y'all with that second one because he took the words right out of our live Cowboy Nation. The talking heads are on air every week describing how the Eagles managed to find a way to win. They don't have any type of convincing victories over any other opponent except tomato cans that they've played. I will give the nod to the Miami Dolphins. They almost lost to the Commanders twice. They almost lost to us, and we didn't play our best football. They squeaked out past the Kansas City Chiefs. Their two most convincing wins were against the Miami Dolphins during a referee flag fest and the NFC South's Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those wins were by 14 points. The rest of the games that they've played where they won by 10 points or less. This is the reason why Joy and Shady say that blowout victories don't matter. It's all about the dub at the end of the day. That finding a way to win mantra is about to put them on a losing streak if they're not careful. Shady and Joy lean on the record of the Philadelphia Eagles as if they haven't been a fraudulent team with a great record at this point in the season. And there has, in history, been fraudulent teams with great records at this point of the season to go on and lose out the season or lose out in the wild card round or the divisional round. What about the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2020? They had 11 wins before their first loss and ended up losing in the wild card round. 2011, the Green Bay Packers won 13 games before their first loss and ended up losing in the divisional round. In 2008, the Tennessee Titans won 10 games before they lost their first game and went on to lose in the divisional round. The 2005 Indianapolis Colts won 13 games before losing a game and then eventually losing in the divisional round. I mean, I could keep going, but I say that to say this. It doesn't matter what your regular season record is after you make the playoffs. It's any given Sunday, Cowboys Nation. And just because you have the best regular season record in the NFL doesn't save you from getting beat early in the playoffs. You still have to go out there and play. James Jones goes on to torch Shady and Joy when they came to Acho's question, and it's sad when you can visibly see those two getting angry because James Jones didn't agree with their take. On live TV, Shady and Joy show us how Eagles fans think. They believe in Rocky, but y'all know what the good book says about false idols. So, Philly fans, just because you're 10-2, don't look ahead. Don't count your Eagles' eggs before they hatch, because you could find yourself sitting at home after you play the divisional round. This has been your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan. If you like what you heard, don't be afraid to press that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? It's free. Subscribe. Hit that bell so you can stay up to date with the Angry Cowboys Fan, and whenever I go live or whenever I release a video, make sure you share this content with another Cowboys fan so they can come and join the ACF family. But until then, y'all know, it's been your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan. I'm out.